So I've been pretty rubbish at documenting my journey. I definitely meant to sort of keep on top of this a lot more. But I've just had to go down into town and release my or re-renew my bike lease for the last 2 weeks we're in Chiang Mai. So I thought whilst I'm out, I'll just go to the park quickly and just sort of give a bit of an update and say sort of what's been going on and how I'm feeling and that. Um, so I'm feeling pretty good about how everything's going. I've made a few changes recently. And I'm really happy with the direction things are going. So first of all, with the YouTube thing, like the last couple of videos, I tried to do like proper YouTubey, clickbaity thumbnails, and they just look rubbish. And they're not very me. So I'm just gonna go back to keeping it really plain, keeping it simple, and just sort of talking head videos. I do want to get round to explaining some of the things that I've learned and sort of I'll get onto that. Basically, one of the decisions I've made is because I'm part of a variety of school communities. There's one in particular, which is the one I've spoken about on this channel a bit, Alex Robinson's Social Brands Club. I've made an active decision to become a really active member of the community, to engage with people's posts, to offer advice when I know the answer, um, and also just sort of start chatting with other people in the community. That last thing, chatting with people, has been awesome. Just to kind of know people are going through similar struggles. I've spoken to some really cool people. There's a guy from Copenhagen who he's just moved from Etsy to drop shipping, which is pretty cool. I've spoken to some guys that are making some serious money, and I've also had a lot of people just message me and just say really nice things since I've started like engaging with the community. I had one guy reach out just to say hello, and he just wanted to say that he thought I was a really down to earth guy, which was really nice. Um, yeah, that filled my heart. But the real pro has just come from being able to sort of talk to people that get it and sort of learn from their experiences. And the other thing I've got as well is I had a lot of imposter syndrome when I started sort of teaching people what I knew. It's like, well, what do I know? I haven't seen any ecom success yet, so why would they listen to me? Um, and from speaking to people in the comments, but also in the messages, I've realized I actually know this stuff incredibly well. And although I had imposter syndrome about not having seen success in ecom yet, I have already seen success in business. I've already scaled a six-figure company. It's just the ecom is going to be the seven-figure, maybe the eight-figure company. So it's just the next step. But I know the marketing principles inside and out. I know the technical side of drop shipping. I've just got to implement what I've learned, and that's what I'm on now. And I've always been this way. I mean, when I was a teenager and I got my first job in a cafe, by the age of, what was I, 17, 18, I was already the supervisor and the head barista of the entire company. Because I really dove into the science of coffee. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to pull it apart. And it was because of that when I then moved to Australia, I was the barista at the Sydney Opera House. When I moved to Melbourne, I managed to get a job almost immediately as head barista. And the same when I learned to roast coffee. I became the roaster. I became, what was I, the sales rep, etc. I just kept having all of these things added on because I love diagnosing everything and pulling it apart and figuring out how it works. It means that I understand things really well, and it's been great to go from imposter syndrome to realizing that no, I do know what I'm talking about, and I should be able to give advice because I can actually help people. So yeah, that's led me to, I actually want to start creating videos about what I know as well and actually hopefully help people. I get a lot of questions personally to me in messages and also in comments now in the school community, which is really cool. So I think I might start making videos explaining the answer to their question a bit more in depth and just sort of documenting it. Um, I've also just launched a new product, which is going really well. I only launched it 48 hours ago, but we've already got a couple of sales, which is it's really good, especially being here in Thailand. I'm literally 12 hours ahead of the US, so I don't hear that Shopify ka-ching noise in the day. I basically have to go to bed and then wake up and hope that when I open my notifications in the morning that there's a couple of Shopify notifications in there, and there was this morning, so that felt really good. Um, I'm following a new set of SOPs that Alex has set out in his course because I think the last SOPs were just a little bit too harsh at killing things when they weren't performing right out the gate. And yeah, getting past that and allowing the ad account to spend and getting comfortable with spending more money, knowing that it needs time to optimize. I really think this is the key. And I've also, and this is the thing I'm most excited about, is I've also been speaking to a guy inside of the Skool community that I wouldn't have had access to speak to really until I started engaging in the community and sort of not standing out, but sort of I was a known member of the community. I've been chatting with this guy. He's doing $1 million every 40 days. He's probably doing it every month now because well, he's not actually. He's just had his account banned, but he knows what he's talking about, and that's actually why I've joined another Skool community. It's from a guy called Spencer. I think it's like Poor Lil or something. He's the number one guy on Skool. He's got the number one community, which is Evolve, but it's $1,500 per month, which is just way out of my budget. But they do a community beneath that to feed into Evolve called Origins, and that's what I've joined today. And I've done the mindset module, and it's really cool because a lot of the things that he was discussing are things that I've actually discussed with other people and things that I really get. Like I've really got the mindset that I think is needed for this. Um, and then when I get back after making this video, I'm going to dive straight into the avatar side of it, really understanding customer avatars. They've got an entire module on offers, which I'm really interested in because my Shopify stores have not been converting well historically. Um, and yeah, going back to the guy that's doing $1 million a month, he is basically doing that by just doing so much more volume than everyone else. Everyone else is adding like one ad set a day. He's adding eight ad sets a day. He's just doing so much volume, and he's figured out a way to analyze his ads, the winners and the losers, and then learn from it. So that also leads me to a pivot on the app that I was building. The app I was building was previously, it was going to be all about finding a niche angle to advertise to, based on competition, but now it's going to be finding your winning angles or your winning ads and then working off them to iterate and tweak and make better and better ads whilst combining it with the angle finder thing. So that's definitely not my priority anymore. My priority is getting out volume in ads and also just carrying on engaging in the Skool community. And I also want to do a better job of documenting the journey. So I've got back to YouTube as of literally right now, or when I post this video in an hour or so. And I've also started just taking a 15-second video every day on TikTok just to document the ads, the ad spend, the ROAS, etc. And it's really cool because the first day I had nothing, I had 0 purchases, and then day 2 I had a couple. So like, there's a nice little bit of progression to it. It looks quite good, and ecom's sexy. People want to see ecom. So I'm not in this for Lamborghinis and moving to Dubai. That doesn't interest me at all. I'm actually just looking for the financial freedom to be able to afford Whole Foods and to be able to spend time with my fiance and really I want to be able to afford to become a dad. Like I want to be a dad, and I don't think that I can afford to be a dad, which is soul crushing and horrible, and the distribution of wealth in the world is horrendous. But I'm not going to change that. The only thing I can change is my own personal circumstances, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm a student. I'm a student of ecom. I know a lot, but I know nothing. I'm just going to keep learning every single day, getting 1% better every single day. I'm going to keep documenting the new store. I'm going to keep documenting everything that I learn. And yeah, hopefully this will be really good to look back on and see sort of where I was. My heart's feeling really full with the conversations I've been having on Skool recently. And also, I mean, look at this. This is Chiang Mai. It's stunning here. I'm going to be sad to say goodbye to Thailand, but I'm looking forward to going back to France in a couple of weeks and seeing family. We've got to come back to Chiang Mai at the end of the year in December for a wedding, so we will get back here, which is nice. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the future holds, but I feel like I'm on the right track. So for this part in my story, this part of my journey, I'm quite content with that. So yeah, if you found this video and it's applicable to you, follow along. If you've got any critiques, I'd love to hear them. If you could comment them, I'd love to get better. Maybe this is just really boring and no one's watching this, which is probably the case, but whatever. It's for me more than anything. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna look back at it, and I'm gonna figure this out. Not because I want the reward of ecom. Well, I do. I want the financial freedom and the security, but I don't want the excess. But I just want to figure it out so I can figure it out. I want to I want to get to the bottom of this like diagnosis thing that I'm doing. So yeah, that's where we're at now. That's the update. And yeah, hopefully I'll do another one of these soon.